Our learning intention for today will be to use formulas to calculate the area and perimeter of squares and rectangles, and our success criteria. If this bedroom were a giant aquarium, how much water would you need to go all the way around the edges, and how many tiles would it take to cover the bottom? In a later lesson, we'll figure out how much water it would hold if it were completely full. Perimeter is the distance around a polygon calculated as the sum of the lengths of all its sides. In this particular case, we're going to go counterclockwise. Typically, when we are naming things, we normally go clockwise, going this motion. But now we're going to go counterclockwise. So I'm going to state that the length of this is 10 by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to go down 9 and go back around 10 and back up 9. Perimeter is equal to the sum of all sides. That's what SOAS stands for. The S is for sum, the O is for of, the A is for all, and the S is for sides. Now, going in that same counterclockwise, 10 plus 9 plus 10 plus 9. When we add 10 plus 9 plus 10 plus 9, 9 plus 9, since the other ones are 0, is 18, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus an additional 1 is 3. Our answer is 38 feet going around. Or 10 plus 9 is 19, and we have another 19, which gives us 38 feet. But what we're learning today is to use a formula. To derive the formula, we're just going to use what we used earlier. The 10 was the length, the 9 was the width. You may have seen this formula before. For volume, volume is equal to length times width times height. Different shapes, different rules. Pick the right formula for the right tool. In this particular case, we wouldn't use that formula, V equals length times width times height. We're going to add these two L's. So if you have a llama and an other llama, you have two llamas. Just like if we have a W plus a W, we'll have two W. This is the right formula to find the perimeter of a rectangle. Now all we have to do is write what the length is. So they stated that the length is 10 feet and the width is 9 feet. We just evaluated, substituted that value in. Now 2 times 10 is 20 and 2 times 9 is 18. Add those together, we have 38 feet. 3 different ways of adding, but we all arrived at the same answer. All you need is these 4 steps. We write the formula first, always, then we evaluate, then we simplify, and we get our answer. Area is the measure of the number of square units that cover a plane figure without any gaps or overlaps. And when we say 2-dimensioned, we're saying that we have 1 dimension going left to right. That's the first dimension. And the second dimension, in this case, we're going up and down. And now all we have to do is count all the squares. But that may take some time depending on the size of the squares. In this case, we can see we have a total of 90 squares. Another way that we could have came to the same conclusion, to the same answer, would be to say the length is 10 and the width is 9, and what could we do with 10 and 9 to get 90? If you're saying multiply, you are correct. Now we have the formula. To find the area of a rectangle, all we have to do is multiply the length times the width. You may see this is similar to your volume, which was volume is equal to length times width times height. So this is missing that third dimension of height. Different measurements, different rules. Pick the right formula for the right tool. So in this case, we're going to evaluate 10 times 9, which is 9 times 0 is 9, 9 times 1 is 9. We have 90. 90 what? Well, in this case, 90 squares. But how big are the squares? Well, 90 square feet. But that's kind of long. We try to shorten it and we'll say 90 square feet. But in math, we can do even better. We can write it as 90 square feet or just 90 feet squared. When you are doing this type of problem, area of a rectangle, all you have to do is write the formula, evaluate, and then you multiply. When the numbers get larger to multiply, you may just want to do the work on the side. Math is packed with formulas, so many they could stretch to infinity and beyond. Your real superpower is knowing which one to choose to solve the problem. A square is a quadrilateral meaning a 4-sided figure with 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides. A right angle is an angle that measures exactly 90 degrees. This is formed by 2 intersecting lines making a perfect corner for a square. Congruent, shapes that have exactly the same shape and size, even if it's flipped, turned, or moved. The little squiggly on top means it's the same shape, and the equal sign means it's the same size. So having the same shape and size. To find the perimeter of a square, it's the sum of all sides. Since all the sides are the same or they are congruent, they all will just be side lengths. Perimeter is equal to 4s, and that's our formula. P equals 4s. In this particular problem, all we have to do is write the formula down, P equals 4s, evaluate, substitute our values, and in this case, 4 times 7 is 28 meters. You should pause the video and try to do these before I start, beginning in 1, 2, 3. Perimeter is equal to 4s. Let's substitute 4 times the side length of 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Since there's no measurements assigned to the 9, like 9 feet or 9 meters or 9 miles, we just say 36 units. On the next one, to find the perimeter, the side lengths are 6. This gives us 4 times 6, which is 24 units. Finding the area of a square is very similar to finding the area of a rectangle. Instead of having a length and a width, a side length and another side length, which are congruent. Therefore, instead of using length times width, we're going to use s times s. And s times s is s squared. Now, let's substitute the value in for s, which is 11 in this case. 11 squared means 11 times 11, which is 1 times 1, which is 1. 1 times 1 again, which is 1. Since we're in the tens unit, let's bring down a 0. 1 times 1, which is 1, and 1 times 1, which is 1. Now let's just add 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, and bring down the 1. Our answer is 121 meters squared. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.